Hey guys, it's Laurel. Today is Saturday, April 6th, and this is FLOSSTUBE number 36. I'm a little all over the place today. It's like a little bit afternoon. I was going to get this video done earlier today, and it just didn't really work out for me. So I had another problem again with the camera. I don't know why that is a thing. But anyway, I got that squared away. Got up this morning, me and hubby went and got some breakfast, and he had to go into work for a little bit. Dakota is off with his girlfriend. My son, Dakota, he's off with his girlfriend, and so it's just me and the dogs. So if you watched the last video, you saw the dogs weren't really cooperative, so I learned my lesson. Twice now I've tried to video with the big dogs out, and both times they've busted into my room. So I let them out for a little bit when we got back from breakfast. They ran some energy off, and they're in their crates taking a nap right now. The little one, she's down here roaming around, but she's normally pretty quiet. You may hear the door creak with her going in and out, but she's not real sure what she wants to do today, but she's being a little needy. So today, I have all kinds of stuff around me. I have a ridiculous amount of haul to show you. I'm not even going to show you all of my quilting haul because it's ridiculous. But I have cross stitch haul, I have quilting haul, I have something new that I'm doing, I have some plans, I have an FFO, I have whips. I have a lot, and my nose is itching. I hear other floss tubers talk about that too. As soon as they start filming, it makes their nose itch. I don't know what that's about, but anyway, I'm a little scattered today, but I'm here, so so sorry. So we're just going to get started. Let me start with, I cannot even believe that I did not say this in the last video. I am going to a retreat. I'm so excited. I was at work, and I had a notification come up from Annabella's, and it was a Save Your Seat registration or pre-registration. I don't know exactly what you call it, but it was a Save My Seat where you could sign up for a retreat that's going to be in Williamsburg, Virginia. And I was like, oh, that's not too far from me. I could drive. Now, I don't want to fly anywhere by myself. I've only flown a few times in my life, and it's been with my husband. So I don't really know that he's going to want to fly to a cross-stitch retreat with me. So I was like, if there's one within driving distance, I'm going to, just keep an eye out. And if there's one within driving distance, I'm going to see. So it came up, and I was like, I had my phone. I was like, oh. So I'm reading it. And as I'm reading it, my friend Pam texted me, and she was like, hey, did you see? I signed up. So I instantly signed up. Text her back. I was reading this when you text me, and yes, I signed up. So we're going to be roomies. So I'm very excited because Pam's been to lots of retreats, and she'll take care of me. But I am excited because I watch a lot of FLOSSTUBE. Like, I'm not a audiobook radio kind of gal. If I'm stitching, I have FLOSSTUBE normally playing and watching that, unless we're watching like TV or something, because I do stitch in front of the TV. But I watch all these floss tubes, and I hear about all these people going to all these retreats, and I was like, I would love to meet some of these people in person because we're friends. They don't know we're friends because they don't know I watch them, but we are, and I would love to meet some of them in person. So I'm very excited to get to go. And it's Paulette Stewart, which is like win-win. Driving distance, got my roomie, Paulette Stewart. How could you not? So I can't even believe that I didn't tell you that last time, but that's my news there. So it's very exciting. All right, so let's talk about what I've been up to. It's been a few weeks. I think it's been 3 weeks since I filmed last. There's been a lot of stuff going on in my world. So I've been a little bit all over the place. I've been trying to stay in the rhythm of my assignment stitching. I'm a little bit behind, but I'm just not going to worry about it. It's going to be fine. So I'm going to show you some of that. I And I'll just go ahead and start with that, just so that'll be out of the way. Because I know these are things that I've been showing in every video, and I feel like you're probably tired of looking at them, but I want to show you because I feel accomplished when I get something, one little section done. And I am still really liking the assignment stitching. I am to the point in all of my pieces where I feel like I'm starting to see some progress. The only thing I wish I had done for this is I wish I would have staggered them a little bit. Like started one month and waited a couple months and then added another one, waited a couple months, because they're all going to be done at the same time. And then, you know what I mean? They're not going to cycle through. And I think it's a little bit boring for y'all. And if it is, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to add some other little things in. But anyway, babble. This is my first piece. So this is Christmas Garden. I do not remember where I was last time, but I know that I've stitched on this since I saw you last, or since you saw me last. So I'm just going to show you where I am. Now last night, I was feeling so confident about this video, and I'm like, I'm going to get up in the morning, I'm going to iron all my pieces, everything's going to be nice and pretty when I show it to everybody. I didn't iron anything. I had good intentions, and I don't know if that counts. But I will, maybe at the 6-month mark, I'll iron them. I don't feel like I would want to iron them every time because I don't know what that does to your stitches, because I normally just iron when I'm done, but I know some of these are a little wrinkled, and I'm sorry. Anyway, this is where I am. Fingers aren't working. So I did the section over here. I did the deer, the tree above it, and the 2 urns of flowers. So I have been talking about how I want to stitch a little bit extra on my assignment stitching because May, will be consumed with mania. So I think that my May assignment, because this one I didn't like preset assignments, but I think it's going to be the border right here because that won't take very long to do. And there's a big star motif right here. So that's what I'm going to do for May. So I may get some of that done in April. I might not. I don't know what I'm going to do for my April assignment yet. I mean, I have it all sectioned out, but I don't know which section yet will be April. Possibly I may come straight down in the middle and do the piece underneath these flowers. But it is just gorgeous. I mean, every time I get it out, I'm just like, oh my goodness, I just love it so much. So much. It's only got the 4 colors, and I have been watching it forever and ever and ever, and I'm just, sorry, I got a little notification came up. Okay. But I've been watching it forever and ever and ever, and I'm like, I just have to do it. The next piece is Dwelling Place by Teresa Kogut. My book is getting really beat up. I travel a lot with my cross stitch, and I hate to beat my books up. I might have to make some working copies or something. But I'm stitching this with Jan Holder. We are down to, so we have done the words and the birds and the little hearts across the top border, the 2 side borders. Jan has already done her bottom border. And then this month's assignment is these 2 birds and this big pot of flowers. Next month's assignment is the butterfly, these numbers, the 3 birds, this berry bowl, and this flower. Last month I went ahead and started on some of this. So when I'm done with this month's, hopefully I'll have a little bit of time that I can come over here and do some of May's also. Now I do like Jan's idea to go ahead and come down here and finish off the border. So I got to kind of think about that too. I did do I ran a needle through just across to make sure that I will match. And I will unless I mess something up in the stitching. But these 2 sides are even where they come down. And then also I need to do a little bit of thought process for Sampler September because that will kind of be like mania and take some of my time away. And then this whole section of grass and all these animals, I have mapped out as 1 month. That's a lot of stitching. That's a lot. So I was feeling very confident in myself when I mapped it out originally, but I got to figure out something there because I may need to come down and try to stitch some extra there. So if I fall behind on these, I've just kind of been taking my weekend stitching time and using that time. So Saturday is normally my day to stitch whatever I want, but it's also my day to quilt. So it just kind of depends, dogs, housework, hobbies. There's, it's hard to balance that sometimes. Is she in here? I heard a noise, I don't know. But so I have to kind of think about how to fit that in. And then my Sunday stitching, if I need to take time away from Sunday stitching to work on my assignment pieces, I don't have a problem doing that because I don't have my Sunday stitching on a assignment base. It's just a Sunday stitch is all it is. When it gets done, it gets done. If it takes forever, it takes forever. I'm fine with that. So this is stitched on a piece of 36 count beige by Weeks Dye Works. And I talked about how I think that it is the old Weeks, and it's kind of been giving me a little bit of a fit, but I feel like I'm finally in a rhythm. Like I'm finally in a groove, and I feel like I'm okay working with it. So I was able to finish the stars coming down this side, and you'll see I stitched ahead on some of May's, and then all I have done for April so far is the one bird. And he took about 2 hours, so that'll kind of give me a gauge for the other bird to see where I am, time-wise. And then that big flower motif. I have been dying to get to the flowers in this. There is a red flower down at the bottom that, every time I get the pattern out, I'm like, I can't wait to get to that. But all the stars are done. And they were what drew me to this piece is the stars. So I'm just tickled with how it's coming together. So I feel like after April and May, I won't quite be to the halfway mark, but it will feel like a big chunk of progress. So I'm very excited to get there and see that coming together. Oh, I did stitch on Elizabeth Hunt, but I didn't bring it in here. So I'll just show you that next time. I stitched a little bit on that, and it was my March progress. I haven't done my April on that yet. I'm sorry, I thought I had everything, but I didn't. Okay, and then also I have Louisa Coulimore, which I have not worked on since the last video. So I'll show you those two in the next video. I wanted to show you my next Whipco draws. I have 2 pieces. So the first one is Live on Little, which I'm like everybody else when Lisa Kindred Stitcher showed this. I was like, I can't wait on this to come out. Came out, I bought it. I'm stitching it on 20 count Aida. I had started this before I delved into linen. So I have a few Aida pieces left that I would like to get finished up. Not because I don't like Aida, but just because I'm in linen mode. So I hate to keep switching back and forth until I get a little more monogamous on some stuff, because it's hard to get readjusted, if that makes sense. So I haven't stitched on this yet for this time's Whipco, and my Whipco goals are 2 hours on each piece. So this is where I am. All of the green vine across is, it's not really done. The leaves aren't all in, but excuse me, I need to work on the flowers. I've started the sailboat and the water. I love that section of water. The grass is just about done. This I had taken to work for a while and worked on it as my lunchtime piece. I'm sorry to be all over the place, but I love these flowers. Oh, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. Oh, I just love everything she does. It's just beautiful. So I will get my 2 hours done on this. I feel certain this month because I love it. I love it. I love it. And every time I get out like a whip go piece, it makes me want to stop everything and like stitch all over. I have got to get some of my whips done because I'm like dreaming about them or something. I don't know. I'm just like so wanting to get back to them. I went back and looked. I have only finished one piece. Finished stitching one piece this year. It's April, for crying out loud. I have started one new thing. I am so opposite from last year right now. Oh, I'm so sorry. But I think it's just because everything I want to do is giant. Like, I don't dislike smalls, but I am just obsessed with large charts right now. And I just want to do them all. I want to have progress to show, and I want to, work on different things because I get bored just working on one thing. But because they're all such big pieces, I'm not getting any finishes. But I'm okay with that. Again, this is just a hobby. I'm not like stressing out about it. There is progress happening, and it's very soothing to me to stitch. I've said that before. So if nothing gets finished, nothing gets finished. But I do have a lot of things I've been buying, so starts probably need to pick up a little bit. Anyway, my second whip go piece is upside down. Oh, y'all, I don't know if I should have done a video today. Y'all say a prayer for me this week. I am not together. Okay, Floral Motif Sampler by the Scarlet House. I love Paulette. I love Plum Street. Tanya is probably my second. Like, everything she does is just gorgeous. Like, I don't know how she comes up with the things she comes up with. I was watching, I don't think it's the latest video, but a couple of videos back, Annie, the proper stitcher, had shown she is almost done with this. And like when she pulled hers out, I was further along than her and she's almost done. And I'm like not even halfway done. So I do need to get this back out. This is on a piece of some kind of even weave. I would have to pull out like some old notes or something to see what it's on, but I love it. It is stitched 2/2. I do have a needle in it, so just ignore that, but oh, it's just so pretty. Like, I'm not even a third of the way done. Not only am I not halfway done, I'm not even a third. But every time I pick it up, I just love it. Like, this is my favorite motif right here so far. I love the colors. That was so much fun to stitch. So, this one will come back out. I have a feeling it might get, if I have the time, it will get more than 2 hours. But I just don't know. Time has been an issue this month. We've had a lot going on. So that's my assigned, cross-stitch chores or whatever that, are not set in stone. But that's kind of where I was with those. We had to go out of town last weekend, and we had to go to Virginia. If you don't know anything about Virginia, the roads do this. I don't think there is a straight road anywhere in the state of Virginia. It's beautiful. It has beautiful scenery. I will never live in Virginia because them roads just shut me down. I cannot take the curvy roads. I just can't. But because we didn't go stay the whole weekend. We had to drive up on Saturday. Then we came home for Easter, and then we had to drive back up Monday for a funeral. So it was a little bit of time in the car. I was like, I really I want to take some stitching with me just because there's not, a whole lot to look at going down the highway. But I was like, I want to take some stitching. So I have one, I think this is the only thing I have that's on 25 count Lugana, and it's over 2. So I pulled this out. This is what I call my car stitch right now. Anytime we take a trip, if we went to like Charlotte one time to go to the golf thing up there, and I took this. So this is just anytime we get in the car for over an hour, this piece goes with me. It's White Winter Moth by Kathy Barrick. I don't remember what color this is. Again, I probably need to go back and make the little cards for my whips and not just the new stuff that I'm starting, just so I know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure, I feel like it's probably Vintage Country Mocha because one side is mottled and one side is not. This is where I am. So I had the motifs that are done were already done. I had the outline of the moth, and I had maybe the first and part of the second green motif within the moth wing done. So I finished up the couple little green ones in there, and I started filling in with the white. Where you can see a little bit better. So it's very pretty. Of course, because it's on 25 count, it's going to be a little bit bigger, and I talked about that before. But I don't mind that. I know, again, everybody is like obsessed with the little stitches. Should make sure my needle didn't disappear. With the little stitches. And I think some things are just absolutely gorgeous stitched on the higher count where they're smaller. But I think there's a lot to be said for things being stitched bigger also. Like sometimes you have put so much effort into something, like I need it to be a big wow kind of piece, and I'm okay with that. So I don't mind 25 count at all. And I have in May, I have a piece that I'm stitching on 25 count over 2 because I purposely want it to be bigger. And I talked about that the last couple of videos. So we'll talk about that more in May when it comes out. Speaking of Mania, so last year I did Brenda Gervais Mania. So we're coming up on May again, and I'm trying to not have things have birthdays. I've failed miserably at it, but that's kind of my goal. So I was like, I had started 3 new pieces last year of Brenda Gervais, and I had one whip that I had worked on. The whip is still not done, and it's pretty old at this point. But 2 of the 3 pieces I started in May should be quick finishes if I just apply some time to them. So I decided to get one of those out. This is the Maker and Mender. When this came out, everybody was getting it and just whipping it out like nothing. And I started it, and I've had it out a couple of times since Mania, but it's still not done, but it's getting closer. This is on, I believe it's an 18 count. I'm pretty sure it's Affogato. So I'm using the called for colors. Now let me just fold this in a little bit. So the blue up here, it's a little bit ghosty, but in person it's not quite as ghosty. That's what it's showing up right here. But it's so pretty. It's so pretty and so dainty. I have a friend at work that is getting back into cross stitch. And the first piece she picked out, she brought it to work to show me. And it's really pretty. It's a little sampler. And she's gonna do 18 count on it. I like 18 count. It's just very, I don't know. I just like it because I like the one strand, which again, I never thought I would be that person that talked about how much they like that, but I really do enjoy the one strand. And I think on 18 count Ada, it just has a good look, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just babbling. Y'all just overlook me. There's been not a lot of sleep over the last few weeks and just so much going on. But when you ask me what I do, I'm like, I don't do anything. I come home and I stitch or I quilt or I do laundry or whatever. Like, but it's just been so busy. Anyway, so last night, what did we do? We met some friends for dinner after work. And then we came home and I was like, I have this piece that's been on my mind that I started back in November. And it's not getting very much attention, but I just love it. And it's not monochromatic, but the section I'm working on is monochromatic. And I was like, I just think I want to get that out and just stitch with one color and sit here. So I sat on the couch for a couple hours, maybe not even a couple hours, and worked on Quaker's Hometown. This is stitched on a 36 count. I can't remember the color. But it's been in other videos, and next time I show it, I'll pull my card out. I just set stuff up a little bit different. The last time I showed it, this was my birthday start, like I said, November. So the last time I showed it, I had 2 motifs and a letter. And I worked on it, like I said, a little bit in front of TV last night. So I just have the start of the next motif right here. But I just love this so much. It's going to be so pretty when it's done. I love a Quaker. I just absolutely love. And you can see this motif, it has a little size. It's fairly big. And then I had thought about coming down and starting on the houses, but I think I want to do all the motifs across the top, then do the top row of houses, then the letters, then the next, and then come down and do the bottom motifs. So that's where I am with that one. So that's basically all of the stitching that I've done since the last time I saw you, except for Elizabeth Hunt. That one I'm stitching with Diane Sutton. And if you don't follow Diane on Facebook, oh my word, on Instagram, you should. I'm going to list her and Jan, if I remember, down below. They both do beautiful work. And Diane is going back and working on some of her whips, pulling them out. And yesterday or this morning, she posted a tasket. I have that somewhere, and I'm just dying to start it. But again, I have so much stuff. So anyway, if you're not following them, you should. Okay, now I want to show you my FFO. I had talked about this, in the last video. I took this to Hobby Lobby to have it framed. They did a good job. The measuring wasn't quite, there's not quite as much distance to the frame as what I would like, but I'm okay with how it is. I mean, I'm not going to complain or anything. I love the frame. I love this piece. I love the saying on it. This is one that I didn't know existed. I saw it on Antique Needleworkers. There was mention of it, and they read the verse, and I was like, oh my. So I went and got it, pulled it out. It was my Sunday stitch for a long time. So got it done. I absolutely love it. The only thing that I had trouble with this is it gives you like 4 conversions, color conversions. I just had a hard time picking one. So I think my friend Pam was working on this. I don't know if she's finished it yet. I know Shelly with Antique Needleworkers had shown she had started it, and I've seen multiple people finish it, but I just love it. It's by Lucy Beam, and it's Though He Seemeth Sleeping. So I used I think I just used the DMCs. I don't think I used any overdyed. I used the DMC conversion, and it is stitched on a color I don't remember. But I'm sure it's on an Instagram post or something, and if anybody should need it, I mean, you can leave me a comment. I'll pull it out, but I said it a few million times in some videos, but Obsessed. Obsessed. Is it not gorgeous? Oh. Oh. Okay. So, Lucy Beam, great job. All right, now I want to talk about my cross stitch haul. So, I did a thing, and I started a little Etsy shop. I don't know if it'll do anything, but I just wanted to experiment and just see what it was. And I have to say, it's super easy to post stuff on there. I'm very bad at my pictures, but, I'm working on that. So I have a few things posted on there, but, part of starting anything new like that is you need to do a little research, right? And I'm not really a big, I've purchased a couple things on Etsy, but not a lot. So I was like, okay, I don't really know how to price things. I need to see the quality of other stuff. So I was like, well, if I'm the first thing I decided to put on there were some floss bling. So I was like, if I'm going to do that, I need some research. So I should order some floss bling from somebody on Etsy. Check out their packaging, check out their quality, kind of gauge my pricing and where my quality is against their pricing and their quality, and just kind of see. So I will list my shop down below if you want to go look. I really am open for any advice. I know, again, like I said, my pictures are not very good, but I'm going to get my husband to help me with that. But, so I was like, okay, who should I order some floss bling from? So I ordered these from Becky, Socks for Mom. Got them within just a few days. Her shipping was really good. And I've heard people talk about her stuff before. So I went in there and pulled up. I was just going to buy one. But they're so pretty. So I bought a couple. So I just want to show you. So I bought a couple sampler ones that has the crown on it. Is that not pretty? Oh, so pretty. So I had that one, and then I was going to check out, but then I went back just to look one more time, and I had to get another one because look at this one. Let me flip it where you can see. So this one also has a crown. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? Oh, she has some pretty stuff on there. So I will be back to visit her and probably buy some more. But if you have not checked her out on Etsy, go in there and check Socks for Mom. I guess you can follow them as a favorite shop or something. I'm not real sure, but I clicked that button so I could see. So, but I really like her stuff. And I just have some round ones listed, but I like this square ones. So I ordered some stuff to make some square ones. And if they don't sell, it's fine, because then I'll just have a lot of floss bling for myself. But I wanted to try it because, I have a lot of stuff that I like to make and do, and you can only give your friends so much stuff, and then they're like, oh, thanks, so I'm going to just throw that out there and see if it does any good. But again, Socks for Mom, go check her out. And then I bought a lot of charts since the last time I saw you. I should simmer down, but I'm not. I feel like every time I watch a floss tuber and they say, I'm not buying any charts this year, because there's a lot of them doing that, or a lot that I watch anyway, they're doing that. Then I feel like, you know what, those poor designers, I should help them. So right now I have 2 people that I can think of right off the top of my head that I watch their videos all the time, and they are both doing a no chart buy in 2024. So I feel like I should buy the equivalent of what 3 people would buy, so I can help those designers. So I'm sacrificing is what I'm doing. So let's just go with the haul. And again, I know it's excessive, but this is what makes me happy. This is what I spend my money on. So I really like Prairie Schooler. I'm not like that person that has to collect every one of them, but every once in a while somebody will show one and it just grabs me. This one was actually on a flash sale at Fat Quarter Shop for pretty cheap. I don't remember the exact price, but it was pretty cheap, and I had some stuff I needed to get from them anyway. So I got the Prairie Schooler June. So two things. Sorry. My daughter's birthday's in June. Justifiable. And I watched somebody, and I do not remember who it was, that was talking about this. And they were talking about doing these as individual little smalls. And I thought that was a great idea. I mean, I like it together. But see, if you do them little, that would make good little, like, gifts and stuff. And since I'm going to a retreat, I need gifts for my table mates, right? That's how that works. Or I just wanted the chart for me. I don't know. But anyway, so I got Prairie Schooler June. I had a couple Brenda Gervais charts that I had been wanting. And this one in particular, I couldn't find on my normal sites that I purchased from online. So I went over to Brenda's website. It gets me every time. Like, it's just like, it's just, everything on there is beautiful. So this is the one that I've been wanting forever. And of course, a lot of people have been showing it because, you know, Easter and spring and whatnot. But I've wanted this forever. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go get it from her shop. So, you know, you can't just buy one, right? So one of the other ones that I have wanted forever is Grateful, Thankful, Blessed. Or Grateful, Thankful, Blessed. I don't know which way you're supposed to pronounce that, but this one I have seen several people do. Olivia with Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. She recently, I say recently, within the last 6 months probably, finished hers. And I was like, I just have to have that. So, and then while I was on there, I was just scrolling to see what else I had forgotten about maybe that I just hadn't seen in a while. And I decided to go ahead and get Blessed Bee. I'm not like a bee obsessed person. I know a lot of people stitch a lot of bees, but they are pretty and cross stitched. And this is just the combination of this I really love. I love the house. I love the big lady. I love the big flowers. And it's Brenda Gervais. So while I was on her website, it just so happens that she had a listing. She had some R&R fabric. So I bought a piece of 36 count vintage homespun, which is a beautiful color. I've never stitched on R&R, so I'm very excited to have some. And I did join a fabric club the other day. I don't even remember who it's from. It came up on Instagram. I can't remember what shop it was, but I think it's Seraphim Fabrics. And I haven't stitched on any of those either, but they showed the colors that would be in the club for the next, I think they showed like 6 months worth, and they're all beautiful. So I signed up to do fat quarters because I have no willpower. So I've been to my local needlework shop twice since I saw you. Sorry. Again, I haven't coughed all day till I started doing this video. Maybe it's something in this room in here. I don't know, but it's been getting me choked up. So I don't think I've shown you any of these. Again, if I have, just ignore me. But I've been to my local needlework shop twice since I saw you. So I wanted to get the new Nelson. This was on my list for market this year, and I talked about it. But I had to, because I didn't have it yet, I had to get blue skin since I got Nelson. Right? Plum Street, Plum Street, Plum Street. And then I got another Plum Street. American Welcome. I'm not sure if I might have shown you this in the last video. I don't know. Now, a lot of people are taking God bless the US of A across the bottom. They're taking that off because they said it will fit in a standard frame. I'm not taking that off. I will pay the money and get a custom frame because I love that. And again, this beautiful viney. I mean, it just makes me want to start it like right now. Like right now. Oh, and it's not super big, right? 173, 146. And then I'll give you one guess who this one's by. Plum Street. Flag Thief. The roof. Look at that roof. Oh, the roof and the grass. Oh, 123 by 109. I'm sorry for the glare. Probably should have taken these out, but I didn't. So I have plenty of Plum Street, and I was thinking the other day that I would like to get one of my bigger Plum Streets out, start it, one of them that has like a big house, so that when I go to the retreat, I can take that and just do fill-in if there is actual stitching that happens, because I've heard there's not a lot of stitching that happens, but I would like, that is my goal. And the retreat is off in the future. It is, do I know when it is? It's in April of 2025. So I would have plenty of time to get started on that. I bought the cookbook that I swore I was not going to buy. I bought the cookbook last year, haven't cooked one thing out of it. So I was like, I'm not buying it. And then somebody, I don't remember who, said they made this lemon cake and it was delicious. I love lemon cake. It is like kryptonite to me. You cannot have a lemon cake, especially with some little glaze on it, in front of me and me be able to say no to it ever, ever, ever. So I bought it. And it does have charts and stuff in it too. It's not like it's just the cookbook, but you know. And then when I went to my LNS, she gave me this whole, I'm not going to show all of them because they're charts, but she gave me all these handouts of some free patterns that the designers had given away at market. So nothing wrong with a freebie chart, right? Nothing at all. Okay. I think that is all the cross stitch that I have around me. So, wow, I need to speed up. So plans for cross stitch are to continue working on my pieces. I have, I talked about I have a couple starts that are right there eating away, but I think I'm just going to continue on my whips unless I just have a moment where, I get in those modes where I need to start all the new things, but we'll just see. We'll just see. So if you're not interested in the quilting, which is basically a little bit of haul and plans is all it is, so just a few more minutes. I do plan to be back in 2 weeks. That is my goal. Sometimes I've had to push it to 3, but I need to stay on 2 this time because at 3 weeks will be quilt camp that I'm going to. So hopefully within 2 weeks. So if you're not staying for the quilting, I appreciate you being here. I am so very appreciative of everybody that watches me and leaves comments. I just cannot even tell you how much I appreciate it. Just can't. I just can't. So quilting real fast, like maybe 10 minutes, So I'm going to start with haul, which is the bulk of what I have to show you in quilting. I went to the pineapple fabric sale that I talked about. I have a ridiculous amount of haul from that sale. I probably shouldn't show you all this, but I probably will. I have some stuff I bought. Like I decided this year for quilt camp, I'm going to do some gifts for the girls that are there. So I have a few things I ordered for gifts. I'm looking. Now I ordered some floss and floss drops, but I wasn't going to show you that with cross stitch because that's just silly. So I had gone to Pineapple Fabric with the goal of getting some grunge for the quilt that I am 2 months behind on, that I'm quilting with some friends of mine. So hopefully at camp I'll get that caught up. But I had 4 colors I needed to get. I got there and I got so beside myself, I only got 3 of the colors. So I have the 4th color coming from Fat Quarter Shop. So I'm going to have to bend down in and out of frame for just a little bit because it's all over everywhere in the floor. So when they had the sale, the bulk of the stuff, the big sale was like 30% off. And then they have fabric by the pound, which I didn't even look at that because last time I bought a bunch of fabric by the pound and I haven't even touched any of that. So I just tried to stay away from that section because I don't have willpower. This is obvious that I have no willpower when I go to a needlework store or a quilt store. Zero willpower. So this beautiful Fat Quarter bundle was sitting on display. It's all Henry glass. 30% off. So I had to get it because I am working on collecting more of this type fabric. I have a ridiculous amount of batiks, which are fine. I love batiks, but I would like to get a little variety in my fabric. So I bought this. And then, they had a layer cake, butter churn is what they call it. And this was also 30% off. So lots of like really pretty neutrals. That's really hard to show, but I thought this would start me off pretty good for my collection. I have the pattern that I showed a few videos ago, Millie's dresses, and I want to do it more with this style as the background and scrappy. So this will give me a good start to that and leave me with some extras. I did get the, what is this called? Beyond Bella, I guess. I don't know. It has like the little cross hatches just in different colors. This was also a flash sale with Fat Quarter Shop. So I got it. And you know, sometimes it's hard to do like a full quilt with just one of these. So you couldn't order 2 because it was a limited quantity of 1, even though I would have just paid the extra price for the 2. So I would have had to wait till the next order to get it. Or I was thinking if I take this like 1 charm square, if I cut it into 4s, that gives me 4 mini charm packs, which is enough to do a pattern. You know, one of the patterns I have 4 mini charms. So this may be project bags. I would like to maybe venture into project bags in the Etsy shop too, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But this would make 4 bags, so that's a possibility. I don't know. They had these bundles. It's, are these yards? Yeah, 3 1-yard cuts. And they do like coordinating prints. So they had some, I mean, they're $34.99, which I don't know that I would have like gravitated to it, but it was 50% off. So that's a pretty good price for 3 yards, 50% off that. So I got that, and that was from Pineapple. I already have some of this that I bought a while back, but they had some free cuts up at the front, 1-yard cuts that they were giving away with purchase. So my daughter loves The Office. So something will get made out of this. I don't know what, but it was free. Okay, just a couple more things. Okay, I just got them all. And this is like, keep in mind, like I only go to Pineapple like once every few months. This is not like somewhere I go like a lot. So when I go, you know, I take a little bit of money and spend a little bit of money. They have these bundles that are basically where they cut off, you know, when they're cutting maybe pre-cut, you know, either Fat Quarter bundles or layer cakes or whatever, but they have these that are like the offcuts off the back. So I got a couple of these because I just like this color combination, and it's got some hexes on there. I don't know exactly, what all the prints were or what line it was. It says Andover fabrics. Oh, it's a laundry basket. So this is some Adita fabric. So I got a couple because I think a couple combined with something would make a decent size little, maybe a throw quilt, or these could be used for project bags. That's my excuse right now when I buy something that I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I just say, oh, it's for project bags. I've made like 2, maybe 3. So, if I ever actually made all this stuff into project bags that I claimed that's what I was going to do with it, I would have project bags to, probably put all my projects in and all of y'all. But, excuses. They had a bundle of Chelsea's checks at Pineapple that was included in the sale. So, you just, they get me. It's like I told somebody last night, I told a friend of mine, we were talking about Fat Quarter Shop, and I said and I may have said this on here before, but when everybody else hears the beginning of the video and she says, hi, I'm Kimberly Jolly with Fat Quarter Shop, what I hear is, hi, Laurel, this is what you're going to buy today. So it was kind of like that when I went to Pineapple Fabrics. They just put it out as if they were like, I think Laurel would buy this if she saw it. So we should put it right here where she can see it. I'm sorry, I'm shaking y'all. This was not on sale, but I have a quilt that I'm doing that used some of these that I had in a bundle. So I went ahead, excuse me, I went ahead and picked it up because I'm not sure I have enough of the variety in my current bundle to finish the quilt. So, and if I do, then I just have some more fabric. It's okay. And then the last thing I bought, they have these kits. So this has 6 fat quarters in it. So they had a whole table of these. And at first I couldn't really tell what they were. I was like, well, they didn't really have them packaged well to show how pretty they were. And I think this must have been, it's got a note in here that this was keepsake quilted because, they're the warehouse shop for keepsake. I don't know if I said that quite right, but it must have been a medley of the month, like a program they did, and maybe these were extras. But let me see if I can just show you all the colors that are in here, because they're really, really, they had tons and tons of these. If y'all are local to Greensboro, Archdale area, and you're a quilter and you have not checked out Pineapple Fabrics, you really should. But look at so they're all coordinated. So I was like, well, yes, I think I will. Okay, so that's my haul. I have been working on my Simple Whatnots quilt. I still haven't worked up the nerve to work on the border for the first one that I showed you. But it's coming. It'll eventually get done. But this is the second one. Fall haul. I got started on it. I was having a problem. It has these little star blocks. I, for the life of me, was having a terrible time getting these stitched. Sometimes you just have those days of sewing where nothing goes together right. And I was having one of those. So I left it alone that night. I came back the next night in some peace and quiet and came in here. And it just, suddenly everything started going the way that it should. So I have one of these sections done. And then I have 2 of these sections done. And at first when I got it, I was like, well, I'm not really sure about those colors. I was like, I don't know how I feel about it, but I have to tell you, Kim Deal knows what she's doing. As soon as I started putting them together, I was like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. So I had hoped to have that done, but I have got to find a way to get in here and get some time to get some sewing done. Again, for somebody that does nothing, I sure am busy, and it sure does keep me out of my sewing room. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is some plans that I have. I was going to show you this in the last video, but the puppy decided she needed attention and I didn't get to it. But my daughter, before she left for her trip that she's on, she loves to cook. She's very into cooking right now. She's like, you know, online, finding new recipes, trying them, always in the kitchen. So she had made mention she would like some aprons. So we were FaceTiming a couple weeks ago, and I was like, okay, I need to get these aprons done for when you get back. And sorry, I said, so I need you to look at these fabrics and decide what you want. Well, we couldn't decide on one between me and her together. So we are going to do, let me see if I can get this right. I think I'm missing a pattern. Okay, so this, one of these variations of this pattern is going to be this fabric. Isn't that cute? This is her color. Like, she loves this color in anything. She has a pair of boots this color that she wears the minute it gets cold. She's got them on her body. But this will be one apron. This, I'm not sure which one this one is. Like I said, recipe cards. Okay, so a variation of this one. I'm sorry, I'm dropping everything. Is going to be this. This is the recipe cards from Lori Holt. And then her roommate, her deployment roommate, is going to get an apron in this also, like a little half apron in this. And then my daughter is also getting, I think it is this one. Maybe I'm not missing a pattern. I don't know. She might get something. I'm not very organized in here. She might get something crazy. But she's getting a half apron in bacon. Because everybody loves bacon, right? So, anyway, that is my hot mess of a video today. So, I'm looking around. I don't think I forgot to show you anything. I don't know. I do, in my next video, which will be the week before camp, I'm going to show you all of the quilting projects that I'm going to take to camp. Between then and now, I'm going to start packing for camp and try to get myself a little bit more organized in here. But I've been saying that for months, and there's not enough time. So we'll see. Maybe I can get a little bit done today. Maybe I'll let the dogs sleep a little bit longer. I don't know. But I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to go get some lunch. And then I'm going to come back and see what creative thing I can get into. So, again, thank you for watching. If you have questions, comments, any of that, just want to say hi. Just, you know, throw a little comment down at the bottom. I love to know who's out there watching me. And in the next couple weeks, I hope you get lots of stitching done and lots of quilting. Bye, guys.